So you want to build up a large private label brand worth millions of dollars. And it's possible to do that from the comfort of your home, from anywhere you live. But some of the best products I've ever discovered and ever developed have come from being at the factory or a showroom or at a trade show. Now, I want to talk to you in this video about some of the best practices around going to trade shows or around going to China and visiting factories. Hey, welcome. I am Brandon Young, and my brands will do about $30 million this year. I've been selling private labels since 2016, on Amazon since 2015. And I have to say that when we first decided to do private label, we got on a plane and we went to Canton Fair. Canton Fair is held 2 times a year in April and October in Guangzhou, China, which is in the south in Guangdong province. Now, I have to tell you how massive this fair is because it's hard to fathom. If you've ever gone to any type of trade show, this is 10 times bigger and 3 different phases of that. Almost impossible to cover over the course of each week that they have these phases. Now, the types of products you're looking for are broken down by the phases, so it makes it a little bit easier. But if you don't know what you're looking for before you go, it's going to be really hard to find it. Now, what I'll say is if you do decide to go, you should have an idea with a little bit of research in advance. Do you want to be in home and kitchen? Do you want to do tools? Do you want to do something for outdoors or machinery or technology? Or do you want to do toys, games, baby stuff? Then you can look at what phase that's in. Now, once you actually go to the fair, you're going to spend days walking around where almost every single factory in China and many factories from around the world will be there displaying some of the new products they make and some of the innovations that they have coming. That's where the key is. You don't want to get on there and try to find something that's already a Me Too. That's where Alibaba.com can be great. If you want to just try to see what's available, what current prices there are, find some factories, you can go source it that way as well. But if you want to go see what types of products are going to be coming out soon, what are the capabilities of these factories? What can you possibly do that's better or different? Going to a trade show is the best way to go. Now, what you're going to do, though, is 2 quick tips. Never take a brochure from every single booth. I made that mistake my first trip, and by the time I got through a few hours of walking around, I was carrying around a 50-pound bag full of brochures. What you're going to want to do is use an app, like a note-keeping app or some kind of app where you can upload pictures and notes. And you're going to want, I use Evernote, for example. You're going to want to take a picture of the different products in the booth that they have displayed, a picture of the front of the brochure with the contact information and their card. And then you move on to the next. You don't want to spend too much time at every booth because you have thousands of booths that you have to go see. And then what you'll do is afterwards, you're going to spend the time doing that deep data analysis, that keyword research, the competitor analysis to see if that's an opportunity for you to be successful. You have to keep in mind that most of these factories have engineers and product designers on staff for you, that they are constantly innovating and creating new molds that they're going to do. And once you build up a relationship with them, they're going to start sending you these things if you're already working with them. And they're going to give you the first shot at it. Now, the goal eventually is to build up enough of a relationship and become good enough at Amazon to where you can try to get exclusivity on some of these designs. If you can increase the number of units or promise a certain number of units, they'll do that for you. Now, once you start to add other channels like Walmart.com or Fair, if you're going to do wholesale, or other marketplaces within Amazon, you can start to hit those extra velocities and quantities so that you can get that exclusivity as well. Another thing that I've done is I've gone to what they call a showroom, and I have videos of that on my TikTok and other channels where you go to a certain city and that city is known for making a lot of the same types of products. So the way it works within China is that the raw materials get routed to different cities for efficiency. So there's a city not too far from Guangzhou called Shantou. And in Shantou, they have over 10,000 toy factories, for example. So what they do is they'll rent a space at a showroom where you can walk down an aisle and every single section is a factory. There isn't a representative there, but they'll follow you around and scan products. And if you like it, they'll put it in a cart. You can play with it. You can test it, but you really get to see so many new types of products very quickly. And then you get the contact information for those factories. Nothing beats going to China and shaking the hands of your factory owner, your partner in your business, and making sure that that's the type of facility that you want to work with, that the level of standards are up to your standards. That being said, I don't want to lead my own trip. I don't have the time to really go around with everyone for 10 or 15 days. I've got my business, I've got Data Dive, I've got the educational business with Seller Systems, but I've got a friend who is hosting an event to bring people to China. If you want to go with a group where it's a guided tour, you visit factories together, you do workshops and parties, you get to visit sites, and you get to learn about all of this that I'm talking about, then my friend Amy Weiss has a trip that you can sign up for. And I'll put the details for that trip below. Now, what I'm going to do is while I'm in China, I happen to be there also for this time of year, is I'm going to host a party and a workshop where she's going to bring the group. So if you end up going with her, then we're going to end up meeting up anyway at some point. So I do hope that if you are serious about building your brand out, if you're serious about creating a private label brand, you strongly consider going to the Canton Fair in either April or October. You can go on your own. You can figure it out. It's doable. And there's a lot of resources on their website. You have to learn about visas. You have to get an invite letter from Canton Fair, which is super easy to get if you go to their website. You have to make sure you apply and get a Chinese visa. You can get a 10-year business visa, and it's not that difficult. Besides the fact that there's only a few places in the United States that the consulate is, but there are services. You can mail your passport and your documentation. They'll take care of it for you, mail it back. It takes a couple weeks. So you need to start planning now because it's September by the time this video is being recorded. If you already missed October, start looking at April and look at one of those two shows to go to. It's going to change your perspective. China is an incredible country that is growing so fast, so technologically advanced, so safe. I mean, I can't say enough. I go there and I can't believe the amount of innovation leaps that they make every single time you go. It really makes me, a little sad about what's happening in the United States. I feel like sometimes we're going backwards compared to them, but that's another whole video. But if you are trying to grow your business, consider going to a show, consider going to a fair, consider going and visiting with your factories. That's going to be the best way. So for more content around your Amazon private label business, how to grow your brand around e-commerce, around entrepreneurship, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully I'll see you at an event. Maybe I'll see you in China.